All right, this is a suggestion VHL member. Let's go and jump into it. Apparently, this is developing right now.
West of Chicago, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is on the ground there, visiting the ICE facility in Broadview, Illinois, as hundreds of anti-ICE protesters gather outside. That facility serves as the federal processing hub for what's being called Operation Midway Blitz. Garrett Tenney's there, live now, 30 minutes due west of Chicago. Garrett, hello.
Yeah, Bill, good morning to you. We are now more than a month into these protests outside this ICE facility with hundreds of activists showing up. And today, for the first time, you can see Illinois State Police is here on the ground doing crowd control. And just minutes ago, Border Patrol agents came out, had some kind of conversation with police in the Sheriff's Department, and they have been asked to all put on gas masks. You can see them all putting on their gas mask now, so it appears something
they're about to
is
disperse
imminently about to
the crowd.
happen. State police have been lining this street, blocking it, trying to keep protesters from blocking the vehicles. That's what we've seen for more than a month now. That has been the big issue, is when these demonstrators have been blocking.
This is what lies will you tell your children? Are you serious?
The vehicles from getting into the facility. That's been a complaint that ICE has said, to be able to say that's why we've been deploying all of these rubber bullets, this tear gas. And state police, for the first time today, are now out doing crowd control, blocking off these roads to try to allow these ICE vehicles to come in and out of the facility with those who they have arrested. But
they're pushing people around the back. Go around the back. Okay.
So now they are clearing this area out even further to be able to allow these vehicles to come in and out. It clears like they are trying to disperse this area. There's two sides of this facility, Bill, and on the opposite side where we are, overnight, police set up barricades to try to allow protesters to have some space to be able to protest while allowing vehicles to come in and out. But protesters simply today went over to this other side where there are no concrete piers, and that is why there's such a heavy police presence out here right now. But we've learned Secretary Kristi Noem is here on the ground today as well, and she was on the roof of the building a short time ago with Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino, who is heading up this operation. You can see this military vehicle that is coming up right now with a Border Patrol agent that is sitting out the top of that. And he appears to have a gun with pepper balls on him. And so, yeah, and they're moving this crowd back continually as we go here. But
ICE is this is something
over the last few weeks has led to escalating tensions between federal agencies and local officials. And local officials have been increasingly complaining about the tactics that ICE has been using to allow their agents to do their jobs. They have been complaining local officials have not been doing them. And this is the first time today that we have seen state police here, the Sheriff's Department here, trying to do anything to keep these protesters from blocking ICE vehicles.
Listen, I think that says a lot, to be truth be told here, because based off of what's actually been going on kind of like around the country, we're finally seeing that there is someone out there in some like a mayoral position, most likely, that is actually trying to kind of make sure that the federal agents are not being completely bombarded. Listen, the fact that people are complaining how ICE is deciding that they're going to protect themselves is absolutely crazy. How about this? Don't allow this type of thing to happen. All right, like, listen, I understand the concept of protest, but the moment you start standing in front of cars, I don't care about your protests or whatever values you're trying to, espouse.
Coming in and out
a lot
of
of people are wearing gas masks there. I see the officers wearing them. I guess members of the media and others. And we've been following Portland for a while, but Illinois has not reached this point until today. That's what you're saying, right, Garrett?
Well, we have seen tear gas, we have seen pepper bullets, we have seen rubber bullets that have been fired. But this is the first time we have seen a police presence here of this size, with state police and officers from Cook County Sheriff's Department as well. And they were clearly given some kind of instruction here from Border Patrol to go ahead and mask up.
Garrett, it's Dana. I think it's jarring to see the mask that, everyone is wearing. What's the concern that they're looking?
Oh, they're launching tear gas, guys.
For the agents to protect their identities, but are they also worried about something else?
I think that's obvious.
Dan, I can tell you,
they said gas mask.
Those masks came on just moments before we came on the air with you, they've had this presence all along the protest lines, trying to keep folks out of the street to allow these vehicles to come in and out of the processing facility. And we saw a large group of Border Patrol agents. They
Benny
came
Johnson?
marching down the street, and they had some kind of conversation with local and state police. And at that point, that's when state police came over and told all of the officers along the side here to go ahead and mask up, because some type of enforcement operation potentially could be imminent.
Yeah, look at the sheer size. They're not following
sign of
commands.
how this was organized for the protesters?
Oh, this has been growing since even before Operation Midway Blitz commenced. It was started with a couple dozen people, has now grown to at least a couple of times a week, hundreds of people. Today, just in this part alone, there's probably 250 people. On the other side of the facility, there's probably another 50 to 100 people over there. And this has been a big thing that has been organizing with a whole variety of activist groups that have been organizing to get folks out here. And really, this is to try to stop Operation Midway Blitz from going on. They've been trying to block federal vehicles from bringing those who have been detained. We know at least 900 people have been arrested as a part of Operation Midway Blitz so far. And
these
activists have been trying to block those vehicles, bringing people in who have been arrested for processing.
Garrett, we reported on this app on the iPhone that has now been taken down that follows the movement of ICE officers. And I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to the protesters as to whether or not, they coordinate this today by the app or some other sort of communication. But is it also likely that they knew that Kristi Noem was coming today and this was a chance for them to show up in big numbers?
Yeah, we don't have any.
Yeah, I don't think so, guys. I don't think they care that much about anyone on the Trump side of things. I just think they're out here because they're in some chat message group or some type of craziness, guys, where they're just coming out here to cause havoc. That's it. They want to disrupt as much as they possibly can in large numbers. Like they think that literally matters. It doesn't, because again, you're trying to stop people from enforcing the law, and I find that absolutely wild and sickening, guys.
Indications of that, what we do know is that every Friday, this is now the 5th Friday in a row that there has been a massive protest planned here outside the ICE facility. So this has been on the calendar going forward regularly. And while some of those apps tracking ICE officers' facilities have been taken down, I can tell you, just yesterday, I received a text message update from a separate group that's notifying the public of the movements of federal officers, of having people report any sightings they see, and once those are confirmed, this group texted out to a wide text chain. So despite that app being taken down, there are still efforts ongoing to track federal agents in this enforcement operation that is happening here.
Garrett, stay.
Guys, hold on. Truth be told here, I think that if you are most likely specifically not a part of the news, you're not trying to tell the story, but you're in this chat group for the sole purpose of doing things like this, right? Understand that you're trying to stop federal agents from doing what they've been federally mandated to do. You're trying to stop them from doing their job. I do think that you should probably be looking into all of these individuals that have their phone numbers attached to it, their IP addresses. You need to start paying attention to some of these things here. Again, no problem with the concept of protesting, but when you start specifically attempting to track and stalk government agents, I think that should probably be escalated into something much more than your right to protest, guys, right? Truth be told. My opinion, obviously. We're definitely going to follow the story. It definitely looks like there's a lot coming out from it, so we'll follow it. In the meantime, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.